Ladies and gentlemen, Pay-Per-View Wrestling Podcast presents its spin-off mini-series, Two Smarks and a Mark. Try to guess who's who. We're going to be talking about Fastlane, WWE, Monday Night Raw, and SmackDown, plus a bunch of other stuff. Here's your hosts, Mark, Adrian, and our special guest, Lawrence. Bad the bug-out driver. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another great, chock-full episode of Two Smarks and a Mark.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing? How you been since last time we recorded? All right.
I've been great. You know why?
Why? You're gonna just get right into it, or what?
Well, guess who I met this Sunday?
This Sunday. Who did you meet? Who did you happen to run into this Sunday?
So I'll paint the picture. I'll paint the picture for
you. Please do.
Los Angeles, 2017. At a quaint bar. I think it was a Ritual Brewery. Ritual Brewery in Los Angeles. I was with a date, and after we went...
What was his name?
His name was Elizabeth.
Oh, okay.
We went to 82 to play some arcade games. We played WWF Superstars.
What's 82?
82 is...
Is it a barcade?
It's an arcade/bar.
It's a barcade.
Dude, whoa. Fun stuff, man. NBA
of course,
Jam,
you would be the guy to know that.
The Simpsons. No, this is my first time there. She invited me and recommended the place to me.
He invited me.
How did he find out about this place?
Well, he then became a she.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's one of those, huh?
You guys are class X, brother.
You ripping me, bro.
So, we're at the Ritual Brewery in Los Angeles, and I'm just enjoying my beer, hanging out, having a social IPA. Mm-hmm. And then I look
across...
Yeah, that's what it's called. That's literally what it's called. I was like, you know what? I am feeling social. So I'm going to have that said beer. I'm talking with her, and I cut her off because I see this dreadlocked guy at about 6'4", walking, just stumping across with his little... He has like his little McMahon walk. I think he was in full character. Bray Wyatt was in that Ritual Brewery, and I was like... What the heck is going on? I try not to get all crazy and
Bray Wyatt,
oh my gosh, it's Bray!
The current SmackDown champ, the lineal champ.
Yes, the one who recently won it at Elimination Chamber.
Damn.
I'm walking, and as soon as he leaves, I go, and I don't want to sound like a total mark for him or anything, but I am. He's a good promo. I know.
Or a smart. You don't want to be a smart.
I go up, I'm like, Bray? He's like, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, dude, what's up? And I try to keep it under 30 seconds, which that was my goal. So I did.
30-second rule?
Usual encounters require not too much time.
Yeah, and I told him, I was like, you deserve the title. You mind if I take a photo? He said yes. He's encouraged, sounded like very encouraged to do so.
Now, he may have been drunk, right?
Yes, he may, because in that photo, he does look like he's had a couple... he had a couple buzzard brews.
Social IPAs, that's it.
But that's neither here nor there. We take the photo, and then I tell him, man, you killed it at Chamber. Thank you for the photo. And that was it. It was the first time I've actually met someone that was an actual champ at the time. Now, I'm not counting The Miz as a...
Yeah, but that was you ran into The Miz during his...
Intercontinental reign.
Yeah. What was it called again? The Intercontinental...
Oh, yeah, his Intercontinental World Tour.
There you go.
The
never-ending Intercontinental.
When you see Bray Wyatt, you could tell it's him from a distance, or what? Is it like when you see a fire hydrant, you know it's a fire hydrant, just because that's a fucking fire hydrant?
I looked thrice times, and I almost broke my neck. Like what? And it's very distinctive. He has a very distinctive look to him. I tried to match up the tattoos, that check, the dreads is dead giveaway, and then his
you're
beard.
Just like,
I'm about. I would say a good 30 feet away, like a good distance, but I'm like, yeah, I can definitely tell that's him. He's in Los Angeles because of his whole tours around this way. So, met him, and this kind of leads me into this is going to lead me into the next segment. I wanted to ask you guys, the experiences I've had with meeting wrestling stars has been nothing but positive. Now, I you guys have been a little bit more versed than I have in meeting other people and other wrestlers. So I want to ask you guys, have you guys had any good or bad experiences with meeting professional wrestlers? Let's start with the good, and then we'll go into the bad here.
Just talking to him, like when you see him at shows like Lucha Underground. I saw.
That's right.
Who was it?
Marty the Mall?
No, Beast.
Oh,
right here.
Goddamn Brian Cage.
Brian Cage.
Oh, wow.
Brian Cage, yeah.
I ran into Brian Cage.
Byron
Cage.
Yeah.
And I told him, I looked him in the eyes and I said, "You got Michael Elgin any day." And he just looked at me like, "Oh my God, somebody else wants to see that match over and over again too." He looked excited when I said that
That's good.
But like anything you tell him, when we went to Lucha Underground, they were walking all around the floor area.
Yeah.
All a bunch of wrestlers, and they were saying hi to everybody, taking pictures with everybody, holding their signs, being very interactive, very fun. Those were the Lucha Underground guys.
Yeah, this sign. Oh, you won't be able to hear it on the audio version, but on the video version, this sign right here we made it. This dude made it at a Lucha Underground show. That's for Brian Cage.
That's cool. I follow Brian Cage on various forms of social media, and every time that there's a cool comment that I send his way, he's always very responsive. Seems like a people person and a positive guy, and for him to have that kind of, that genuine look of smile and charisma to him, and that build, I mean, it looks like this guy is confident, very responsive to people.
Yeah, it's all cool until he hits you with the sociopath flex.
Or when you get a Canadian destroyer from him. Brian Cage looks like cool peoples.
Yeah, he's, I don't know, everybody I've met so far has been cool. Fighters and wrestlers, unrelated, but also fighters are very friendly people.
What about you, Adrian?
They just look at that and you're not trying to beat them up.
Yeah, seriously. But, at Lucha Underground, I didn't meet anybody but Chavo Guerrero Jr. Not the recently deceased. Not Chavo. Fucking
Chapo.
El Chapo Guerrero. He hits you with the underground bunker driver.
the secret hatch release.
Yeah.
The Subterranean Lucha driver.
There you
Subterranean Lucha.
But as far as like meeting wrestlers, I haven't really met too many wrestlers, but meeting fighters and like jiu-jitsu guys, those guys are nothing but hospitable. They're nothing but respectful. And like you said, like Lawrence said, they're just happy you're not trying to kick their ass. Well, because most guys, it's a lot of peacocking. A lot of dudes sizing each other up. But like, I met John Jones. That guy was nice as hell.
That's nice.
Chael Sonnen was nice as hell. Yeah, man. Like more. I've noticed that fighters are more accessible because kayfabe with wrestlers, they usually don't hang out with marks.
Yeah.
So like, and with the fighters, they're just usually walking around, and you run into them at the store or something. And actually, I went to a show. This hardcore band called Bleeding Through. It was their last show over here in Orange County. No, it was in where the fuck was it? I think it was in Corona. We went down there, and the champion for Bellator at the time, Emmanuel Newton, was a security guard there. And I ran into him in the mosh pit, and then ran into him afterwards, and then took a picture with him and talked to him a little bit.
Cool.
But as wrestlers, they're kind of hard to come by sometimes.
I would imagine so. All of them don't hang out in the same circles that us normal people do. A little more chic places, and
So you're saying that when we bump into him at Circle K?
Yeah, we're not going to bump into him filling up a Thirst Buster with Pepsi.
Trying to get a Polar Pop.
Well, you guys, no one's going to touch Polar Pops with The Miz or Seth Rollins.
What wrestler's finisher would be called the Polar Pop?
Oh man, if Braun Strowman does this whole Yeti, not Yeti, but like an Antarctic gimmick, if he had like this snow-driven gimmick, that'd be funny. Because he looks like he's from the Alps, the buff part of the Alps.
Can you give Kevin Owens the bipolar pop?
The bipolar pop. Mankind should have had that. Well, that's good. I'm glad that all of us have had nothing but good experiences with meeting even people of similar taste, whether it be MMA or professional wrestling. I could assume that you can catch a wrestler on a bad day when they're in a rush or etc.
They said Sasha Banks is a real asshole.
Well, those are the same people that like stalking wrestling wrestlers over at the baggage claim area, and that's not. I know that's not going to be me. Me personally, if I'm going to try to hawk an autograph like that, then and if that's my living, then yeah, I'm going to do that. But I'm a casual wrestling fan.
Yeah.
And I'm due to the respect that I would give someone that's going to work, I wouldn't bother them at baggage claim areas. I think that is their sanctuary.
What about at the hotels when people wait outside, wait for you to go to your limo?
That's acceptable because then you're not, there is boundaries. As long as there's boundaries, then that's totally understandable. Outside of the arena, that's where they're going. That's where they're going to then have their match.
Do you know anything about Conor McGregor?
Yeah, the Ric Flair of UFC.
Yeah, pretty much.
He said,
no,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, more than he was a homeless, like a poor kid, and then he came into riches from fighting, and because of that, he's more flamboyant and
That's cool though.
fabulous. But
I like his whole angle with that.
he's really playing it. He's gimmicking up for the marks. So when they had this UFC, what is it called, where they follow him for Fight Week? Embedded.
Okay.
There was this little short series where they follow him through Fight Week. They followed Conor McGregor when he first got his big fight, and he went outside and there was fucking dozens of people with papers there ready for him to autograph. And he sat there and he autographed everybody's shit. And they like rushed him. They kept trying to rush him. He's like, hold on. Signed everyone's shit. When they got in the car, they're like, why do you do that? He's like, hey, they take the time to print them out. They take the time to find these. He said, let them make a couple quid, which is, a couple $100.
Yeah.
So you got people like that
that
really
understand.
You understand and cater.
That's cool, man.
Which was what I was like Chavo Guerrero when I seen him at Lucha Underground. I think he's a producer over there. He doesn't wrestle. So when he wrestled before.
Yeah, he does
do
from time to time, but it's not like a full-time basis.
He after the show wrapped up, dude, they got you out of there. All right, everyone leave, go. Because, close up shop.
Yeah.
So while everyone was going, everyone kept trying to bug him, and he was kind of just juking people and trying to get out. And he was carrying the belts. He was in charge of holding the belts and stuff and getting them to where they need to go.
Yeah.
But I didn't cut him off too harsh.
Yeah.
I was just like, hey, and stuck my hand out, and he was cool enough to have a couple people back away, but still shake my hand and then go.
You shook a legendary guy from a legendary family.
I have noticed the handshake is way easier to get than anything, because I went to a weigh-ins, and through crowds of people, I was saying, let me shake the man's hand to fighters, and the fighters would spot me out of crowds of people. They I don't know if that's a thing, but if you ever see somebody, just go to shake his hand and don't ask for a picture. And they will cut it. This guy wants to shake my hand. Okay.
Easy
done. Boom.
I think it would
bang.
be more effective when you're at an American weigh-in and you say it in an English accent. Let me shake the man's hand.
Let me spank the young chap.
Let me slap fists with the
No, I
mic.
said it to Joe Rogan was getting swamped by people outside of the arena.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, let me shake the man's hand, because I'm in a sea of people.
Yeah.
Let me shake the man's hand. And he's like, move. And he just shook
That's
hands.
cool.
And a firm handshake, and you
Yeah.
look, and it's just a human embrace. No words exchanged. And it's just like, that's all the respect I gotta say.
All you need-
That's all I gotta say.
I really enjoyed the tail to tell than anything. The photo's great.
Well, if you're getting swamped in people, but if you have a chance to talk to somebody, oh my god.
Yeah, the tail to tell is great. The next thing we want to discuss, Adrian, you actually had detailed notes of how Monday Night Raw went. I couldn't catch most of it, but I got some of the highlights via the Raw YouTube channel.
What?
And yeah, I was very busy on Monday. I had a lot to take care of, but I want to delve into what notes you put in. That way I can actually put my 3 cents and give you 5 cents of change back.
First of all, the opener was about 10 minutes long. Kevin Owens promo.
How'd you like it?
It was amazing. It was awesome. He really all right, if you didn't get from last week that he went full blown heel, he just set it in stone. Boom, this is what's going on. He cut a gnarly promo on Goldberg, and it was just him in the middle of the ring on a steel chair, sitting backwards on it with the spotlight on him. It was the Kevin Owens show. And he even said, finally, the spotlight's just on me. And then he just opened Raw, fucking awesome.
Isolating his attachments with Chris Jericho.
Completely cutting everything, answering all questions, and just a really good opener. And after that was Sheamus and Cesaro versus Enzo and Cass. And Did you watch the match?
I've seen that botch. I saw the botch that Enzo had.
What was that?
Where he couldn't go over the rope, and he still had to finish that spot because then there was going to be a suicide dive of some sort. Mm-hmm. So he still had to go outside.
Yeah.
So he jumps back, and then he just fully flips himself over.
Yeah. He messes up, but it's not enough to, completely call him a shitty wrestler, because in NXT he was a shitty wrestler, and even like now on the main roster, I don't know. I kind of have a connection with Enzo because I've seen him grow because he's always been a killer promo.
You and I both have this attachment with him, and I hate it when people try to downplay him. It's like, you don't understand how hard it is to find somebody that can cut a great promo like he can.
Yeah.
You can find great wrestlers, but good promos don't go hand in hand sometimes.
Now, this may just be a rumor, but I'm going to tell it like it is, ladies and gentlemen. I have the inside facts. All of his promos are written by the greatest man who ever lived.
No. Who?
Brian Kendrick? Or Austin Aries?
Brian Kendrick.
Austin Aries writes his...
I mean,
the Austin Aries.
Oh, wait, for real? There's a rumor saying...
I'm just going to say that for everything. I'm going to give him credit for everything everybody does.
Well, he is the greatest man that ever lived.
A thumb in the eye, and he'll write.
I totally vouch for that guy. Austin Aries is the reason I'm going all vegan. I'll admit it.
Yeah, have you ever messed it up trying to say the greatest man that ever lived? Have you said something else on accident?
No.
You can't mess that up.
I think I've said something else on accident.
I think you left the live part. You said the greatest man ever.
I was just happy.
The greatest man ever?
I was just happy to be in the same arena as him the other night. I was just knowing I was in the same circle as Austin Aries.
Was it like one of those things where you're like, there he is, there's Austin Aries.
Wait, 205 Live, where's Austin at? So back to where you were going to be saying, Adrian, as far as the Raw.
It was a pretty sick match. It was the match Enzo and Cass versus Cesaro and Sheamus was for the tag title shot at Fastlane. Mm-hmm. Enzo gets brutally uppercutted by Cesaro, and I don't know if Corey Graves, he called him Claudio Castagnoli, which is his old name, and it was just funny seeing him botch on the mic, because like Corey Graves for the most part is a damn good announcer. I like him. But he'll slip up every now and then, and like he call him Claudio. That just really, I don't know. It was kind of like a mark out.
Shows how deep he goes.
Oh yeah. So Enzo and Cass end up winning. They get a title shot at Fastlane against the Club.
So it's going to be Anderson and Gallows versus...
No way!
Versus Enzo and Cass.
I haven't seen Raw or SmackDown, by the way, so...
Yeah,
this is all new to me.
Kind of left out of the loop here.
New to me.
There continues to be shitty booking. Like, I don't know, it seems like after the New Day's title reign ended, that's gone really bad, like in the shithole as far as tag team booking has gone. You know, the Club winning, that's awesome.
They've needed that title a long time.
Sheamus and Cesaro?
No. The club needed that title months into their debut. Mm-hmm. They needed it then. Having them with the title now is very rewarding, but for them to establish themselves as a great heel tag team, they needed to jump on that quick.
Too quick? Because months in, that's kind of quick. Like to have...
You have to. I mean, these guys, their reputation in New Japan can resonate here.
But anything you've done outside of the WWE doesn't matter once you make it here.
That's the rub.
That's how it is. That's unfortunately how it is. AJ Styles had to pay for that a little bit, losing his WrestleMania.
Well, AJ Styles technically only wrestled in New Japan according to every Raw announcer.
I know, right? They don't mention that other one. You can't mention
they never worked for Billionaire Ted.
So when I say shitty booking is the Club, your Raw Tag Team Champions, versus Roman Reigns in a 2-on-1.
I heard they buried him.
Here's the thing.
Wait. Isn't that a carryover from last week though? Didn't they do that last week? Where they said, let us take care of him? So
that's what happened. They're like, we got some unfinished business here. So they tell Roman Reigns, Mick Foley tells him, you got to go find a partner so you can team up. And then Reigns just says, I'll just do it by myself. It's one versus all since day one. So
I actually thought that got him some nice heat because they immediately got the titles and aren't finding ways to not wrestle tag team people. That's why I was like, oh, the fucking Club bastards.
It's so shitty.
But how is that not like? I thought that was actually working in their favor because I don't. It's something they would do.
How would you put over your tag team champs if you're having one guy kick the shit out of both of them?
Oh, he was kicking. I didn't see that. I just thought they were calling him out like as that was their personal. I didn't see the match this week.
No, it was.
I just saw last week they said they would take care of him for him.
That's the word on the street I'm hearing from several people is that it was more of a burial type of segment with them.
It just makes your tag team champs look like shit when they're getting worked over by one guy.
By one guy.
By the one guy that most people.
The big dog.
Put him up.
I just got what the fuck next to that right there.
Put the big dog to sleep.
Damn. So did you see the promo with New Day and Rusev? You haven't seen that?
Where Lana was taking the creative control of the ice cream bars.
Yeah, they first of all they said they're trying to get on the live action Lion King remake as the hyenas. Imagine New Day as the hyenas. That would be awesome. They need to spread that word.
We got to make a petition for that.
We need to. And then of course they said that they're going to make New Day ice cream, and that was just a funny joke that popped me. Was when they last week Bo Dallas ripped up their recipe. Like, they had it on paper and he ripped it.
Recipe for the ice cream?
So they're like, we got it digital, baby! And they had a tablet. And Lana's like, I got them right here. And she just pulls out a tablet with the recipe. And they're like, nah. And then she starts naming some things off. So like, oh shit, she got a recipe.
Oh my gosh.
But a fucking funny joke was, I think Kofi's like, how'd she get them? And Biggie's like, she is Russian.
Oh,
that was fucking
that's funny.
That's tight. That's a good payoff for that joke.
But Rusev is wearing that stupid face guard.
Oh, dashing Bulgarian Rusev.
He's been calling him Handsome Rusev.
Handsome Rusev.
Are they fucking around with dashing Cody Rhodes? His gimmick?
That would be a rib. That would be a rib because that was his gimmick. You can't say that that's not it.
Yeah,
it was part of it.
How did they bring that up again? What segment did they bring that up again? Because somebody calls himself something, and then he said, "I'm going to call myself." That's like me calling. I'm gonna call myself Handsome Rusev. How did they bring it up? I forgot.
Where he thought he was the George Clooney of Monday Night Raw or WWE or something. Something along the lines of him being handsome.
Yeah, George Clooney's handsome, and he's like handsome like Rusev.
Yeah, I forgot how they brought it up. I was trying to think of it the other day, how they came up with Handsome Rusev.
That shit was fucking.
So yeah, I think that's a direct dig.
So
on Cody Rhodes.
They announced that the New Day is going to be. They're going to be hosts of WrestleMania. They announced that on TMZ.
Keeps their prestige alive. They can.
Which was exactly what I was thinking when I seen that bullshit Club versus Reigns match. I'm like, dude, ever since the New Day, what happened to the New Day? Where's the New Day at? And then they show the next segment. Hey, we're going to be hosting Raw.
I feel that they're just taking a long deserved break because they worked every single Monday Night Raw for a long time. Counts the A Tour live events too. So they were working a lot of tag matches every single Monday.
And even before they were New Day, they were working a lot. So.
Oh shit! You want to get a question real quick? Question in?
Sure.
William Breen says, "What's up?" That was a question. Hey, how's it going, man?
Greetings.
He also said, "Who's your favorite wrestler?"
My favorite wrestler.
The age-old question. Who's your favorite wrestler?
Currently.
We'll go current.
Because my current one's a very phenomenal one.
We'll go current. We'll go back when you were a kid, and then we'll go all time.
Okay. Current is AJ Styles. When I was a kid,
Rick Rude.
No, that's. When I was a kid, is Razor Ramon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And Razor Ramon. All time, Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
It changes almost every week.
It's a rotating three.
Yeah, I know. It's always going to be them, and then Rick Rude's always going to be. Every time I need to go to the gym, I always play his theme song. I play wrestlers' theme songs when I'm in the gym.
Oh, yeah.
I feel glorious sometimes, and sometimes I feel ravishing.
There we go.
So,
what would you say? Current, back in the day, and all time?
Back in the day, when I caught on TV, it was William Regal, because I didn't think a wrestler was shit unless they could beat him, because nobody could beat his cheating ass. But I didn't even like him in that sense. It's when I liked a wrestler, I got scared because I knew he'd have to beat William Regal.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even know what show I was watching at the time. That's how it was WCW, but I didn't know the name of the show, and I didn't know pretty much even what I was watching. It was a show geared towards I want to see this guy beat William Regal because
that might have been the program where William Regal went up against Prince Iaukea for the television title.
I don't know what it was.
William Regal was the television champion.
Tearing ass every week.
I hated that guy.
Yeah, but I didn't, like I said, I liked him only because the guys I liked I didn't think could beat him. That's why I think I liked him, because I'm like, I like this guy, but William Regal is gonna make him look like an idiot, man.
Those fucking burgundy trunks always fucking piss me off.
Yeah, this guy used to hate him big time.
Yeah.
And then current, I don't know. It's always I have a new favorite wrestler every minute.
Monster Matanza.
Matanza's pretty good. Nah, I don't know.
He's really good, actually.
It's tied between that Cobb guy and Matanza.
Cobb or Matanza?
Cobb Tanza.
Back in the day, it was probably Razor Ramon 2 on WWE when my other different friends watched WWE. It was always Razor Ramon.
Oh, so you had like separate friends like, I don't watch that shit. I don't watch WWE.
That came before they were watching WWE.
Like Secret
and then
Alliances.
when we moved away, I was watching WCW.
Cool.
But I don't know. What was it back in the day? Current and all time?
Yeah.
All time. Jesus.
All time.
Yeah.
Jesus. Probably Tajiri.
Okay.
Just because every match, when I first saw that him versus Super Crazy, was like I could watch that match all the time.
It's crazy ass.
Tajiri versus Super Crazy, when they go to ECW and those racist fucking bigots are all no, I'm kidding. But those racist ass crowd, they were making like Mexican food jokes and where's my egg roll? Like a bunch of dumb shit. And then when they start wrestling, the crowd just drops. And then they start doing reversals and the crowd's like, huh? And like 2 minutes later, it's just like,
I'm putting my
the way they turn the crowd is insane. And Tajiri, it was just like all the time. I liked him in Attitude Era Tajiri. Even watching now on the network, I like Tajiri. Freaking current Tajiri.
Even on 205 Live?
Yeah, current Tajiri is freaking bad too.
It doesn't look like he aged a day either.
And current
Still
just changes
Dotson,
every day. Current changes every day.
Current? Okay.
Could be right now. I don't know. It'd probably be Kevin Owens.
Ooh. You need to see that promo on Raw.
Yeah.
You need to see it.
Only because I know what's being held back, and it's like a freaking. I know what Kevin Owens is like, the potential there for the story, and every day it's just getting closer and closer.
Michael Cole's like, oh, there seems to be something that happened with him. He's changed. And then Corey Graves like, did he change? Or is he just back to who he was?
Oh, that's
dang. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's backwards, but you know, we can get that fixed. We'll fix it in post. Damn. All right, current. Fuck. Probably Kevin Owens. Probably.
These
AJ.
aren't paid promotions for AJ Styles collector DVD sets, by the way.
There we go. Find them now at your local
Wherever,
Yeah.
if you can.
There you go.
So back to what you were saying,
Current
Adrian.
AJ is. There's no pun intended. That dude's phenomenal. That guy is insane. Just, I don't know, probably Omega, because Omega's he really blew up after AJ left too. I was watching highlights of him. I haven't followed him since he left, but dude is fucking him and Okada. Dude.
I did a lot of backlog research after I saw Okada versus Omega. I had to.
What'd you come up with?
Charismatic guy, and his great build.
Mm-hmm.
This not as much as magnetic charisma that Shinsuke has, because you kind of want to figure out Shinsuke's like thing.
Mm-hmm.
After you see him come into the ring, you're like, okay, what's this guy about? Because this guy's coming to the ring like he's fucking Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, but with Kenny Omega, seeing him with a coming to Wrestle Kingdom with a shotgun and a leather coat, I'm like, okay,
gimmick.
because all I have seen before that was just him with the leather coat and the gray, the salt and pepper, black hair. I'm like, dude, this guy's like, the guy get the Shawn Michaels vibe from him. Let me figure him out.
The Terminator thing was definitely like, holy crap, that's cool.
Yeah,
That was pretty dope.
That's badass.
What else did you have on for Raw there, Adrian?
That was my current.
Oh, dang, you're still on current. I'm so sorry. Excuse me.
No, but
I'll take care of that in post.
I'll switch that. Samoa Joe, especially with what he's doing at Raw. There was Kevin Owens, after he cut his promo, he was taken off on Raw. He's like, I'm out here. And then Foley stops him backstage. He's like, what are you doing? You have a match with Sami Zayn tonight. And then he's like, Foley, which for some reason I'm going to do it in Braun's voice.
Yeah.
You must want a lot more people on your injured list than on your active list. Like, just pretty much saying, he's going to start shithousing everyone.
And this is Samoa Joe, correct?
This is Kevin Owens.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
And so later on in the show, Kevin Owens walks out, and he's just like, oh, fuck, whatever. And then Sami Zayn walks out in the middle of the ramp, gets clubbed in the back of the head by Samoa Joe, and just his ass kicked on the outside.
Is Samoa Joe still wearing the suit?
No.
Oh.
But he is wearing a collared shirt, which he looks a lot more badass than in this fucking...
As long as you keep him in the suit to make him look like he's a hired gun, I like. Can't have him in the attire yet.
He kind of gets the vibe. He gets the nightclub bouncer vibe, where he rolls up
That's how he should look all the time.
Rolls up his sleeves and gets dirty. But yeah, that right there is pretty awesome. Back in the day, it was always Mankind. Mankind, Cactus, Mick Foley. He was a hero to fat kids around the world. That was it.
He's a hell of a wrestler.
One of the best. Just how reckless he was what got me over, and then just, oh my God, is he all right? Why is he doing that? Like, why do you got to kill yourself every we're getting real sympathetic towards him when I was a kid.
I can agree.
All time. There's an argument that me and Kaz always have to who has the best career, and from our perspective, right now it seems like Triple H and Chris Jericho are in the running for probably the best career, like modern era, like without Ric Flair and without fucking Dusty Rhodes.
Those.
But you think about what Triple H has been able to do in his career, some of the best. Think about what Chris Jericho is doing, still active, winning titles. Stay safe, having dope-ass storylines.
I find it more appealing to watch Chris Jericho than I would Triple H. Mm-hmm. The last 5 or 6 years, I haven't been really appealed to. There's no appeal to watch Triple H. Mm-hmm. I understand that he is. You could put a broomstick in there with Triple H, and he's gonna make it a great match. Yeah. It's a good dance partner. It's just I feel that. It's my opinion anyway. I just feel that he's been led this way because of who he's with.
Yeah.
Oh, he has the job because of who he is. I mean, who he's with. But
I've always liked Triple H before he got in that position too. So it's like
I give him the DX thing too. I think that was like you can get a gimmick and fuck it up, and he didn't do that with DX. Yeah. Which you guys can suck it, by the way. I'm turning heel on this podcast.
But as Jim Cornette, Triple H ain't the best wrestler in the world. He's the guy that he's the guy that works with the guy that makes him money.
He's just the best dance partner. Jesus, that guy.
All-time Ric Flair.
Adrian, I want to tell you, I'm glad you think I'm the best. Thank you. That was a seance. We had a seance.
Woo. No woo.
Woo. Woo.
No woo woo woo.
Whether it's
definitely
British Columbia, whether it's the Congo, or whether it's Ukapa.
From the Congo to Ukapa.
The Horseman, brother.
I'm going to be there. Adrian. I love how Anyway.
We've been cutting promos on each other all day.
Oh, yeah. Oh. I was mistaken. I was naming just a guy that I've watched all the time. I don't think you meant the GOAT.
Great.
I'm saying the guy that I've watched my whole wrestling life. That's what I'm saying.
The guy I haven't been stuck. The guy I've been stuck watching my whole life.
No, the guy
versus the guy I like. Confused when you thought William Regal was the greatest of all time.
No, I said he was my favorite of the past. Tajiri was my all-time. Just because I've seen him my whole freaking life, I can't get rid of this guy. He's always been there. Tajiri.
What's up, Jester?
Probably the GOAT would be Jericho.
This is a disclaimer. We may or may not be all of Ric Flair's sons. Yeah. We can't put it past him.
They say the first human was discovered, the first origin of human was discovered in Africa, but some people think South Carolina. Some people think
Ric Flair's timeless. So,
who's your favorite Foley? Question coming from the mailbag.
My favorite Foley?
Yeah.
Out of you talk about the three faces of Foley?
You know what he means.
I know.
My
Smart.
I already know mine, and it's Holy Foley. When you watch that show, his
God.
disappointment in his children is the realest television I've ever seen. He's embarrassed by everything his kids do. His wife embarrasses him. That's the closest to a real man I've ever seen. Yeah, that's
It's real life married.
the most
children.
fleshed out character. Yeah. But I'll watch the show and I'm like, Jesus, Mick.
Is Mick's wife named Peg? Because after that it'd be like, oh, no Peg. Like, all you need is mankind to sound like Al Bundy and it'd be married with children for real. Fully?
Yeah.
I've seen the few episodes where Noel is trying to go into wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
But
Foley's just a dick. It's so funny. It's the funniest crap ever. His disappointment in his children is just hilarious.
what else are we on as far as...
That's funny, but Holy Foley is a dope show. I
I like Mankind.
Mankind?
He's Mankind is a soldier.
Cactus Jack, King of the Deathmatch.
There we go. You heard it here first on Two Smarks and a Mark.
What was it? Who did Triple H pedigree through that old ass style table at the top of the ramp? Was it Cactus Jack or was it Dude Love?
I think Cactus Jack pile drived him through it.
Oh yeah, yeah, he piled. No, what happened on that table? It's those olden wooden tables.
Before he took his fake shirt off.
I can't believe you've never seen that video.
That is hilarious to me.
Look, it's on YouTube. Look up Triple H invisible shirt. That's all you got to look up. It's a video of Triple H wrestling Batista, and for some reason, he just slams his head into the stairs, and for some reason takes off an invisible shirt, and Ric Flair's just like, yeah, brother, yeah.
About time he took that shirt off.
Ric Flair's the one tripping in reality.
I know. Where Ric Flair's not upset or pissed off, it's very surprising. I mean, while he's yelling, he gets Georgia Peach. What else do we have on the docket here? On the Monday Night Raw review.
On the Monday Night Raw review, Neville and Gallagher are going to be facing each other for the Cruiserweight title at Fastlane. When I say full-blown heel, like what Owens is doing, Neville's doing the exact same. Even better, I think. Neville has completely changed around and is running with it.
It saved his career.
I think so, too. And did you watch that part? He basically says, he comes out to the ring and he just, Gallagher comes out, there's like tea and biscuits there and he's making this ceremony out of it and he invites Neville to the ring. Neville goes and he just signs it and turns around to walk away. He's like, wait. And then basically cut a promo on Gallagher saying, he actually tells him, he's like, you're a lie. Who you are as a person is fake. You are what these stupid Americans think of British people when they think of British people.
That's funny.
And then he drowns him. He's like, you aren't, because he's like, since we're both English, I thought we could have some tea and biscuits. He's like, you're not English. This is what English from the streets look like, and he points to himself.
Yeah.
He's like, they're dirty people.
South Central Manchester.
You're fake and all this other stuff, and then Gallagher fucking turns it. It volleyed. It went Gallagher.
He then opens his umbrella and flies away.
He's like, this mustache, the suit, the umbrella, it doesn't go off when the show's over. He's like, this is me. I'm an actual gentleman. And he fucking headbutts him. Oh, dude. It was...
Crowd popped?
Huge. Dude, Gallagher, I didn't think that dude would get as over as he is.
You'd be surprised, man. That's why they called him up.
People love him.
Do you think he'd have as much heat if he didn't come out as Disneyland Neville in the beginning?
What the?
Honestly, no. Because
I do, because it's a complete wham. All the little kids hate him now because they loved Neville so much.
Yeah.
And half those crowds you hear in the audience are boos from kids because they're like, what happened to Neville?
They only like Neville because of the one spot at the end.
Oh, dude.
The red arrow is a treat that people just...
A while back they had a dinner for three, or what was it? Dinner for three?
Mm-hmm.
And Neville was on there, and the whole time they're doing it, he's eating an apple like an asshole. Remember that? Was that on Dinner for Three? Table for Three?
Yeah.
Where he was just crunching on that apple, and I was like, dude, this he needs to go bad because he's such a dick. And then
he has his buttons all the way up.
When they're all talking, I was like, he's an asshole. Let him be an asshole.
The mic with the apple. Yeah.
So I knew he always had it in him. The Pockster.
He told Gallagher, he said, Jack, you are what the WWE wanted me to be.
Yeah.
It was fucking, dude, it was some really good mic work. Really good mic work.
I'm just glad they didn't drag the old Neville thing out any longer. It seemed like that was any longer would have started to get annoying. He got injured, and then
I hate to say it, but sometimes an injury is the saving grace that you can have.
It worked perfectly because right before I got tired of him, he changed.
So right after that, Bailey comes out. It's a big celebration, the new champ. First of all, on Twitter, Charlotte says, if you were a real champ, because you know how she won the title, right?
Yes.
What's her name? Sasha Banks comes out and interferes with the crutch. Bailey gets the pin. She becomes champ. So Charlotte said, if you were any self-respecting champ, you would relinquish your title because of how you won. So she goes out there and it's a big celebration. Then Stephanie comes out and tells her to relinquish the title. Because, you know, of how you won.
The shenanigans.
So then Sasha comes out and she's just like, "Hey, don't do it, Bailey." And then she took it off and she was about to hand it over, but she's like, "Hell no." She said, "There's one answer to that. Hell no." Starts parading with the title.
Yeah.
And then Sasha and Charlotte went at it and they put on a badass match.
They always do.
Yeah, which is
Is it for the number one contendership?
No, it was just basically
Sasha and Charlotte fight again on Monday Night Raw?
Yeah.
So that makes it
because
the new Orton and Cena?
Pretty much, yeah. But they keep doing some cool stuff, so I don't mind watching it again.
No, it's just when you see Bailey win a title on a live show, not pay-per-view, you then realize, well, WWE has this undefeated streak statistic to only one person, and they shove it down our throats, and they keep repeating it all the time.
Yeah.
And it's Charlotte. I feel that Charlotte is going to win it because Fastlane is going to be, I believe, in San Jose. So either Bailey retains in hometown,
because
and loses at WrestleMania to Charlotte, and then begins another crazy reign. Because she's not going to lose at a pay-per-view if they're harping on that undefeated streak.
When is Clash of Champions? Because a match I've always wanted to see, without I've always thought I wanted to see it, is Bailey versus Naomi. So if they're both champs at that time, that would be dope for both of them. What a way to get both of them over, dude. Because to get both of them the respect they deserve with a legitimate match, no interference, no cheating.
You wouldn't mind the babyface dynamic?
No, it's Clash of Champions. That's the perfect one to do because they like both of them. Both of them deserve their belts. And what better way to see them go head to head? Those two, but personally, I've always liked Naomi and Bailey, so I've always thought I've wanted to see them wrestle each other. As champs, it's perfect.
Is this a stupid idea? I was thinking about this earlier. I've always thought this actually. If there was, since there's a brand split, WrestleMania is both shows on one show, should there be a WrestleMania title that only gets defended at WrestleMania?
It's called the main event. No, imagine you have to beat the guy in the main event to take the main event spot.
The prestige of that title will only. I think they already have that. It's called the Andre Memorial Battle Royal.
Oh. It should be done like Afro Samurai.
But you see how much that title doesn't have build. You see how much. That competition doesn't have that much build and no prestige to it because no one gets. They're just desserts after they win it.
It's basically a King of the Hill type of situation.
Yeah.
Would you like an Afro Samurai type of setup? Have you ever seen Afro Samurai?
What, we talking like lamb sacrifices?
No, like the way they do it. Only there's a number one headband. Only the number two can fight the number one. Anybody can challenge the number two at any time. So it's like everybody's fighting for the number two spot, but the number two is the only one who gets to fight the number one. Number one just stays number one. Can only be defeated by number two.
You can do a good program with something like that.
So a tournament for
if
a
number
trophy?
one loses to number two, he doesn't become number two.
Yeah, he has to start over. Or
he has to start over.
Dies. No, he'll start over though.
He'll start over in the repackaging life.
The repackaging life. So, all right, the main event. What little build happened for this main event was all in between commercial breaks. They'd show vignettes. A giant match, Strowman versus Big Show. Now, I'm not a fan of Big Show recently. Paul White, as I like to call him, Paul White, because he's just Paul White now. He's no longer the Big Show. He comes out. He's the giant.
Yeah.
So, Strowman, Big Show. We kind of got a tease of it a week before Royal Rumble. We had a tease of it during the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
But now they have a full-blown match, and Braun Strowman can fucking wrestle. Now, he can wrestle only big guys. He can come off really agile and technical against big guys, but smaller guys just run circles around him. But he was headlock takedowns. He was nipping up from Big Show. He took a choke slam from the Big Show that was gnarly.
I think
it was a sick match.
That's good psychology because you think about these two good giants going at it.
Yeah.
And anywhere else that Braun Strowman's in a match, he destroys everyone else. Mm-hmm. He no sells to the little guys. But that's how you have to keep booking them. It's smart because now you only get that match with a bigger guy and he can let loose. Mm-hmm. You could finally see that, this guy isn't just a hulking green superstar that we once thought.
Yeah.
This guy can actually go now. He's actually been putting in the work. I mean, any 6'10", 7 footer, however tall he is, can kip up and do what he did in the highlights that I saw. Props to him. I can't even kip up.
It was a damn good match. Like, I remember when it first was happening, I'm like, all right, let's see this, just because of what. And dude, just as they kept going, I was fucking popping by the end of the finish, dude. It was insane. It was a good match. Wrapped up Raw, very awesome, like very good show. Raw and SmackDown was also really good, but I would say Raw took it this week. On a weekly basis, the better show definitely was Raw.
I was thinking, I had a prediction here, because everybody keeps saying Shaq versus Big Show at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. I was like, since they're at the Staples Center, Shaq's going to interfere in the match. Oh, wait a minute. He didn't play for LA at the end of his career. I know. Why would he be at Staples Center?
There's Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant with the steel chair.
I was for sure that was going to happen. So I was like, wait a minute. Shaq was not even in LA.
We want to briefly mention the fact that The Rock called CM Punk. Or do you not want to?
In the middle of the ring, he got on the phone. For some reason,
called him Collect.
The Rock, I know, right? The Rock, 1-800-COLLECT called him. Like it was an old throwback commercial for us. For some reason, he went out to they didn't show it on TV, but Rock was in the middle of the ring on Raw and called CM Punk on his cell phone.
Waste of an appearance. Unless they didn't pay an appearance fee, I don't know how Monday Night Raw works without The Rock showing up on primetime.
He is the LA King.
I know, right? They're making a movie.
I'm here, man.
They're making a movie about Paige.
Yeah.
And there's no wrestlers as the two main characters. They have a picture of the girl who's playing Paige and the girl who's playing AJ Lee.
And they look. They actually filmed a little bit of that at the SmackDown show that I was at yesterday.
What? And they filmed them?
Look, AJ, that is a zero. There's no AJ Lee in that character at all. You will totally look at her and you will say, "Wow, this is not AJ Lee at all." She's not that skinny, curvy girl. This girl's like all petite and curvy.
Yeah.
And AJ never fit that build ever.
Nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, but I mean, it's just if you want to keep it authentic, just use the real wrestlers.
Why? Yeah.
It's a film, so you could use the likeness. You're using WWE's ring already
and logos and everything.
Yeah. As a jabroni eating, pie smelling, rock tasting Dwayne Johnson, you should know.
Okay, let's run through SmackDown because we got a question about. You want to cover a question about Fastlane real quick?
Well, we have a couple of. We're going to cover Fastlane after we do a quick Raw recap.
You guys were talking about big guy matches a second ago. What's your favorite big guy match, one-on-one? Doesn't have to be a big time thing. Something you just saw offhand. You're like, these two big guys are going at it. Was it Braun versus Big Show now for you? Or?
Braun versus Big Show right now for me, but another notable one is Matanza versus what's his name? Mil
Muertes, yeah. Ooh, that was a good one too. that was a great free match that I got on YouTube.
I saw this match a while back. It may have been on a SmackDown, but it was Big Show versus Kane, and they did not do any of the moves that I've seen them do for the last 10 years. I think Kane even climbed on the barricade and did a clothesline off of it. Like, he ran on the barricade and clothesline Big Show.
That classic Kane clothesline?
Yeah, classic Kane. But I was tripping out because I'm like, dude, these guys have never wrestled like this. And then when you go and watch the old footage of Big Show wrestling, it was like he was doing that shit. Like, the younger... I think Big Show did a drop kick or something. I was like, what the hell?
They're like, let's take it back to 79.
When he was a luchador called El Gigante Chocolate.
El Gigante Chocolate?
The Choco Meal Driver! Ay Dios mío! The Choco Meal Driver! So, let me briefly touch on SmackDown Live since I was there in person.
How was that live?
Great experience.
At Citizens Business.
At the Citizens Business Bank Arena.
Citizens Business.
Citizens Business Bank.
Where were you seated at?
Middle section. I wasn't in
camera side, hard camera.
Yeah, I was hard camera, but very, very hard to the right.
Oh,
You wouldn't be able to see me. Yeah. I would have to zoom in, and they're like, "See that little blur? That thing looks like Bigfoot. It looks like me. I'm all posed like Bigfoot like that." No, but so Naomi has to relinquish her title because in her ETA for the title, for her holding the title, is going to be defend it is going to be past 30 days,
which is bullshit.
The opening segment then commenced with Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch going at it for the title that night. I thought that was great.
Yeah, that was an impromptu title match.
Alexa Bliss is now 2-time Divas champ. Oh, I'm sorry. SmackDown Women's champion.
Yes, please tighten that up. As the Revival would say,
5 Feet of Fury. She is hot stuff, and she's making up with the limited. She's making it up with the limited moveset by being a great heel and being fantastic on the mic. And her little tantrums she throws in the ring is great psychology for barely scraping away wins, I think.
When she was cutting a promo, I don't know if it's what people think, but apparently the whole crowd was screaming, "We can't hear you," because she does talk kind of softly.
Yes.
Could you hear her?
No.
You couldn't hear her talking in the mic?
I thought the mic was off.
No way.
I thought that's why they were saying that. I was like, well, I can't even hear her.
It was a huge chant. They're like, "We can't hear you."
That's crazy.
Wow.
They did it bad.
Was it just that day, or is that a common thing? Because I could hear her on TV, no problem. But is that a common thing, or that was the first time you've seen it?
I don't know. That was the first time I heard it. That's why I had to ask my man Mark here.
They probably just gave her a dull ass mic or something.
The Usos.
I don't think so.
There was even a quick squash match between
your boys,
Breezango and
Hillso's in the Fashion Police.
No.
Breezango faced American Alpha.
Oh.
Fairly quick match. American Alpha had to get their comeuppance and win, and then the Usos come out from the side of the arena.
They Roman Reigns did, bro.
And cut a crazy promo. These guys literally look like they held up a liquor store. Like, had the hoods on, the hats.
We're like Menace to Society, right?
Yes.
What did you think about the Wyatt's promo they cut last week?
I didn't catch it last week.
You didn't see that?
Where it looked
like they had that brown light behind them.
Yeah.
It looked like I just was laughing because I was like, what's up with that Wyatt's angle they got on it? That's fucking weird.
The Usos didn't cut this promo that was super great. You immediately felt that, wow, these guys are assholes. Like, they were playing on the fear that American Alpha doesn't want to face the Usos now because these guys, they're not going to play anymore.
I'll tell you what, I believe it. Usos
I bought
awesome.
it.
Usos were awesome.
But how come when Roman Reigns tells you don't believe that?
Because he's telling me to believe it.
They basically, if you muted that highlight video, you would honestly think that Jimmy and Jay were rapping, and they just totally shat on American Alpha.
They got it. Is their gimmick like 5-star or something?
No, I think that's like their, I don't know, probably their cousin's clothing label or something. Because they're really putting that over like it's one day ish, and
yeah,
like, all right.
And they said like 2-star or some shit. He
called the hotel that he's like, you're probably staying in a hotel that's 2 stars.
Yeah,
like,
and their shirts say 5 stars on it.
Oh my
god,
like, it was funny.
What's up, Dylan? Dylan's in the house. Just letting you know, Dylan's in the house.
And then, so after that, you then had the other highlight of SmackDown Live that I wanted to get to, this 10-man battle royal.
Wait, you're telling me we don't want to talk about Nikki Bella versus Natalya for the 58th time?
No.
The
E Network title.
Dude, all right, real quick, a little touch up on that. It was a false count anywhere match, which is one way to get me to give a shit about this feud. But these girls obviously never worked a false count. Because there's a mic on the camera, and they might have all been talking as loud as me and you.
They were calling their spots.
Bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. Really bad. And for some reason, they're trying to force this Maurice thing angle where they keep running into her, which people are saying is going to lead to Cena, Bella versus Maurice and Miz at WrestleMania. What do you think about that?
No, I don't see that. That's crazy if that does happen. That's just kind of. I think they're just bumping into her from what I saw.
Well, no, because at the.
Well, she is a wrestler, but I don't think that has to do with Cena. That's kind of an
It's a
awkward
waste
match.
to have Cena on that.
Yeah,
unless he
not
does 2
WrestleMania.
matches, which I wouldn't. You have 2 matches where Nikki Bella and Maurice do most of the work.
What if they want the
That'd be
match
good.
and Cena says no because he's doing his own thing?
That's
He's
true.
like, I don't want to help you at WrestleMania. I got a fucking title shot.
Maurice interfered in the match and beat up Bella, and Natalia took off with the win on that one because of Maurice's interference. Ah. So, 10-man battle royal. I missed this match. I didn't see it. What happened?
So it's a bunch of the superstars that you had. You had Apollo Crews, Dean Ambrose, The Miz, Luke Harper, AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler,
Mojo
Rawley, who could forget him, Kalisto, and yeah, that's it. So
It's about 8 people.
yeah, that's fine. I'm almost there. I'm almost
8 out of the 10. Not
yeah.
bad.
The match itself is exciting because they stay in for about a couple, like 3 or 4 minutes, and then everyone starts getting eliminated. So Dolph, Kalisto, Baron Bosley gets eliminated. I mean Baron Corbin.
Now, what do you call him, Baron Bosley?
Well, I was trying to put myself over at this match, during this match by yelling Baron Bosley. Because this guy needs to cut. Him and Dean Ambrose need to have a hair versus hair match because Dean Ambrose is literally using that patch and growing it long.
Yeah.
And Baron Bosley is literally combing back like his little hair he has left.
Yeah.
Now, is he doing that to piss you off?
I think he's doing that to get heat.
I know. I think it's
Because it's
He's
upsetting
like,
me.
I don't care what the fuck you want. Do you
That
that's
was
gonna be
it?
the
Oh, that was it.
Oh,
The
I know,
rest of
that
the
was-
promo, huh?
That's all. Tell him to cut his hair. What do you think he's gonna say?
He'd be like, no.
Do you think he's gonna go? The fuck is this guy?
I know. He's like, who's this guy? Can you get him for me? Yeah, I'll sign this.
Overall, what did you think of the match? AJ was in it?
It starts looking like it goes to then Luke Harper and AJ Styles.
Harper.
And oh my gosh, this match was so back and forth. This battle royal culminated to be like this side by side. Who you going for? Because you don't want Luke Harper to lose because it's like this is the closest he's ever got to the Sun.
Yeah.
And with AJ, it's like, well, let him be the 2-time champ too. Let him try to get this title because this is just for the number 1 contender spot.
Yeah.
Both they go out Royal Rumble, British Bulldog, Shawn Michaels style, where both of them get eliminated. Lex Luger, Bret Hart, Royal Rumble, where
Or
both
Batista John Cena.
both of them get eliminated at the same time. But it's super obvious that AJ Styles hit his legs on the ground first.
Oh shit!
So
They still.
we can't give you the replay. We can't give you the replay.
We can't find it.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Where every
There's a
other
storm
Royal Rumble-
outside. We got interference from the truck.
There's a storm brewing, so we can't find it.
Yeah.
The cloud that we have our data is raining.
Goddamn Lana.
Goddamn
Lana hacked it. Lana and Eric Snowden hacked it.
So what are they gonna do?
Tune in next Tuesday, SmackDown Live. It's going down. Luke Harper,
Did you watch Talking Smack?
AJ Styles, from Gainesville, the Gainesville Destroyer. They're gonna face again at the main event.
The Gainesville Grudge.
The Grudge in Gainesville. Luke Harper and AJ Styles are going to face each other next week on SmackDown. And either you give Luke Harper this chance now, or I'll be honest, you'll never give him that chance again.
God damn. He was an Intercontinental Champion though.
Dude,
Yeah,
hell of a champ. Do we have a couple questions you can breeze over real quick before we
I,
get
by the way,
into...
want Luke Harper to be the first heavyweight championship if they bring back that thing.
He's under the impression that they're going to bring back a heavyweight.
No, I'm not under the impression. I want him to.
Oh.
Yeah, big gold, baby.
And Luke Harper definitely deserves to be the first one if they do bring one back. I mean, Braun Strowman will be tied up with That's around the
Fighting
time
Shaq.
That's around the time where the CWC guys are gonna climb on him like a bunch of Keebler elves. And he's gonna be like, "God damn it!" And then he's not gonna be able to participate in the heavyweight one, giving Luke Harper. I believe he won it. Yeah,
We have to
that'd be tight.
climb Braun Strowman and leave
The top to Brahmin match.
Mount Brahman.
Mount Brahmin.
Mount Strowman. Mount
Mount
Strowman.
Strowman.
What was the questions that we had?
We just got some comments here.
Okay.
Dylon in the house, Nugs in the house. He said, Justin says, I want to see Triple H versus Seth at WrestleMania 33. Would we get that at SummerSlam instead? Because apparently Seth is not.
He's good to go. He'll be there. He'll be there for WrestleMania.
Okay.
I could bet my bottom dollar on that.
Okay. Is Mankind still wrestling? Mind answering that?
No, I answered it by saying no, he's not wrestling anymore. Check his old TNA days when he tried to face Sting in a cage match and then come back to me.
Ooh, that was brutal.
Yeah.
No, but he is a manager.
He's the general manager, which is good. It's good to. It's appealing.
He's still on everybody.
Do you guys like him as a general manager? I think it's very entertaining because from the angle that I see is he's fucking up all the time and he's trying to do right, but Stephanie's a bitch and the people are just dicks to him. You know?
It's slapstick.
Which is funny because it's Mankind. I know this guy. It's like, it's just funny that everyone's picking on him. And you know that one promo that he cut with Stephanie where he goes, "We know how this is going to end." Like Stephanie's going to backstab him. She's like, "What are you talking about?" I thought that was so cool, man.
All this foreshadowing.
They were dropping some gnarly foreshadowing on.
Last week.
It's like watching a Marvel after credit sequence, like a Marvel movie after credit sequence.
That's okay. You can say after credit.
Yeah,
credit.
I'll like swept it.
Well, I'll enjoy some.
Justin says, "I want to see Taker versus Roman just to see what happens at WrestleMania."
That was pretty cool in the Rumble. I didn't see too much of the Rumble. I got to rewatch the Rumble, surprisingly. Yeah. But when I saw him going heads up with him, I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do you think would happen?
With the Taker Reigns situation?
I think Undertaker's going to dive over the top rope, and then Reigns is going to Superman punch him. BAM!
Yeah, and then he'll flip.
Fuck, dude, because it's one versus all, brother.
He's the big dog now. So if Roman Reigns doesn't destroy
the big
Undertaker to where he doesn't come back, and this is his last WrestleMania to go out looking at the lights, it'll all be for nothing. Like that whole build-up, to me, won't be effective.
Yeah.
You need him to turn heel on the Undertaker at WrestleMania and have Undertaker not come back for a long time. And then they rehash it, of course. But there got to be a distinctive move that WWE needs to do during that match. And it's turning Roman heel.
What could make him just look strong and win with 8 Superman punches in a row?
Do it as a heel. Hit him with the chair shot. Get your heat after. I don't know.
No heat. He ends the Undertaker's career.
He needs to be a heel. As a babyface ends his career like that.
There is a thing I see when, since they started, the first time they ever wrestled, I wanted to see it, was Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. Because they're both opposite of the wrestle spectrum. Kevin Owens is a wrestle god. Everyone hates Roman Reigns. Yeah. They think they're trying to do stuff. Kevin Owens does everything on his own. But, they wrestled a couple weeks ago, and watching them wrestle, I was like, this is going to be the big one. Him versus Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns doesn't even have a character. His character is going to be he hates Kevin Owens. And he's going to drop all his shit. No, I mean, when you watch them wrestle, you can see it in that shit, that they got so much shit. Didn't they do that spot where he fell through all the chairs? Wasn't that versus Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, the way they wrestle each other, you can see, that's going to be a huge...
That's a good
They wrestle each other so good, but it's just the characters, you know? Once Owens gets on this fucking crazy tear...
Kevin's doing a great job.
Yeah. But Roman, as soon as... I think his character will change when Owens brings it out.
What if they just meld together him and Braun, just Roman Strowman?
Yeah, Roman Strowman, I'll take that. The Braun Roman?
It's please, Strowman Reigns.
Oh, excuse me.
Strowman Reigns.
Yeah.
By God, Strowman Roman.
All right, you want to hit up Fastlane? What's going to happen?
Real quick, I only have three matches I really want to talk about.
Oh, okay. What's up?
The Neville and Jack Gallagher match. What do you think about that? Do you think they keep going with Neville's heel run as the king of the cruiserweights? Or do they let the gentleman who's super over take the title and thus begins this hot potato with this cruiserweight title that we've had so far.
That's what I don't want. I want Neville to. First of all, Neville deserves a title because look at what he's been doing before the cruiserweight division came. Like he's just been small guy in it forever against everyone, looking really good. But in a division where he's around people his own stature, he's just gonna look like $1 million.
Towers over him.
Well, I think those two characters are there for each other because you can't have Neville being as heel as he is and Gallagher being as babyface as he is unless they're. It's like, you know, when they're thinking about turning Neville, you know, who's he gonna go with that's gonna get people to fucking hate him? We need somebody over here. And it's like as soon as they have Gallagher, it's like, oh, there we go. They're the complete opposite. They're badass.
Do you think that'll kill Gallagher?
No, but I don't want Gallagher to win. I want Neville to keep it because it'll get him more heat. I mean, he's gonna kick the shit out of Gallagher, and everyone's gonna be like, oh.
Yeah.
Or Gallagher's gonna do some fancy stuff, and he's just gonna like drop shit on him. You know, like nah.
Jack Gallagher shares the same vein of being able to recover promo with the promo and with the same babyface quality that Sami Zayn has, where you want this guy to win because he's so.
It's not going to hurt him to lose to Neville, right? It's not going to hurt him a bit because
Would you
Neville's a
guys
badass. You believe that Neville will kick the shit out of him.
Yeah, he looks like he's a shoot fighter now, and he just runs up and.
What about Sami versus Neville? Do you want to see that?
Not yet, but there is great potential for it.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Sami Zayn's road to redemption was awesome.
Yeah.
Sugar Sami Zayn.
Yeah, thank you.
Would you guys like to see a run-in from the UK champion? Imagine.
I want to see Pete Dunne. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, Pete Dunne's debut in the Bruiserweight division.
Bruiserweight.
You might be the king of the cruiserweights, but I'm the Bruiserweight champ.
Did he
Chris Hero and Pete Dunne, they're all like this, they're doing that pose like that.
Did you guys watch NXT where he came?
I haven't seen NXT yet. No.
Cassius Ohno? Or Pete Dunne? Pete Dunne debuted on Wednesday. This Wednesday, which is
What about
today.
Cassius Ohno?
I think he cut a promo last week.
What?
Yeah.
I've been waiting to see some of that shit.
Well, this guy that looks like Chris Hero named Cassius Ohno debuted.
He looks exactly like Chris Hero.
I was waiting so long for Chris Hero to come back, and then he showed me a picture of Nakamura in the ring, and it said his name on the thing, and then I believed it, and I was like, wait a minute, that was a fucking photoshopped picture. I'm an idiot.
Lawrence, can you do an impression of Terry Funk finally realizing that Chris Hero and Cassius Ohno are the same person?
You mean to say, this whole time you've been Cassius?
Chris,
Man, I'm telling you. Uncle Arnie was right when he said everything's a work.
Uncle Arnie?
I'll fucking ref that match.
I'll tell you, as soon as I'm willing to get wrestling, dude, Terry Funk's final match tour. There's a brief break where I gotta get a skin graft.
Never ever tell me to referee a Cassius Ohno versus Chris Hero match again.
Oh,
I was waiting 3 hours for you guys to show up.
Do you like Cassius Ohno? Do you like Chris Hero?
Yeah, I think he's a
okay, so are you waiting to see him freaking head scissors Kalisto?
Yeah, like he did what was it? He did it to... Oh, yeah, I remember. He did that to Kalisto. So,
did he? Who did he do to that?
Didn't he?
Bola.
No way!
It was a
I forgot who he did it to. That's cool.
Either that or Phoenix. Both of them wear the same stuff.
Justin said they should do Gilbert versus James Ellsworth.
For sure.
Just to get rid of Ellsworth out of his contract.
What? You don't like?
I know, I love him.
You don't like Carmella?
It's just...
When he goes, you guys are all booing Carmella, but her only boo is me.
Oh yeah, I forgot he did that.
Oh.
So for what do you guys what is the best booking decisions we have for Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman? They have to keep both of these guys strong leading up to WrestleMania because
is that what you think it's going to be?
There has to be someone running in.
It's not going to be the Keebler Elf match. Really,
they'll
climb Mount Strowman.
The thing with Braun is that you need to keep him strong because he's still in his infant stages of his career, and Roman needs to have this prestige of, okay, I need to beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania because that's where the plan of the season.
Somebody brought up online, I saw it, that they were saying how the CWC is disconnected. Those wrestlers don't wrestle any of the other talent, and they said the perfect way to blend it would be Mick Foley keeps stuffing Strowman, and Strowman goes out during a cruiserweight match and just fucks both of them up. then the cruiserweights start trying to attack Strowman. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think about that as a way to bleed the talent
division,
together?
well,
Yeah.
the cruiserweight division to the main roster.
Yeah, where like they could just start openly fighting roster guys. You know, like I want to see freaking
You got to see those matches. You got to
Yeah,
see
man.
Neville and Sami Zayn because they put on hell of matches in NXT.
I was just laughing at the concept of Strowman
Well,
going out there and
Strowman burying the whole
shithousing two of them
division?
because of something Mick Foley did. Like, see, Foley, they're minuscule bloods on your hands.
Do you really want to see Drew Gulak get the shit kicked out of him by Braun Strowman?
Oh, definitely, dude. Gulak getting the Gulak and Oni Lorcan
Lord.
Oh yeah.
get the shit kicked out of him by Braun Strowman.
So what I'm expecting at Fastlane, I'm expecting Undertaker to run in, pile drive,
That's what I was thinking.
pile drive
Strange.
Roman Reigns,
Strowman.
give him the tombstone, and then have Braun take the victory. It'll be, Roman gets fucked over, but he didn't win it, he didn't lose it in vain. Undertaker looks strong building up to WrestleMania to get his vengeance, and then Braun Strowman takes the W. And he's the one that needs it more than all three of the people that are involved in my fantasy booking.
Or they can just do it like Rusev and just shut down his undefeated streak and just have him fade into obscurity.
What about Owens
Yeah.
versus Strowman?
Strowman.
Because they do have that history in a little bit back where they were doing that, where they were using Strowman. And he
Yeah.
promised them the match and they didn't get it. So, like, he's definitely going to be gunning for Owens. I don't know how that's not going to
Oh,
happen.
yeah, because that seed was planted a couple
That was a
months
long
ago.
time ago, yeah. That was like 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, but I don't know how fast they're going to go with that one. But
Yeah, I wouldn't leave anything like that. I wouldn't rule any.
so you guys think Roman Reigns is next for Strowman?
No, he is.
He is? I haven't seen it.
He's
That's what
gonna
I'm
be at
saying.
Fastlane.
Oh, that's what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I thought you guys were...
No.
I didn't know that was an actual
Come on,
match.
Terry Funk.
I thought that was fantasy booking.
I don't really watch it.
What are you talking about next year's Fastlane? So I have a question from one of...
Did we talk about the main event?
Yeah, I'm going to get to that right
Oh,
now.
okay,
So
okay.
Samuel from Pro Wrestling Nation, GeeksGamers.com,
Samuel
Facebook group asks, do you think Owens will drop the title at Fastlane against Goldberg? And he also segues this with a two-part question. Well, what do you think will be the final WrestleMania 33 match card?
Ooh.
So my opinion is this.
Go.
When it comes to Goldberg and Owens, Goldberg defeated Brock Lesnar in a minute and a half, maybe less. I forget the actual amount. So
You're gonna kill the business.
Royal Rumbled him, too.
now
right.
you have Kevin Owens, who's a Universal Champ. You want to make the title look strong, but then you have this caveat of, well, Goldberg literally almost killed Brock Lesnar in less time, and Kevin Owens is nowhere near Brock's level in this universe that they have set. So not only does Goldberg have to destroy Kevin Owens quicker to keep building this reputation up, but this title is going to be the sacrificial lamb.
Mm-hmm.
If you get what I'm saying, like, this is going to be...
Yeah.
It sucks that this title that they're trying to build up has to go this quick
It has to go this
in this
route.
fashion.
Yeah. You're seeing, during this era, you're seeing an introduction of everything all in once. You got a little bit of what WCW was doing. You got a little bit of what... Now, when I think about Owens versus Goldberg, even a video we watched today, we saw Kevin Owens get freaking drivered while he was handcuffed. This is a hardcore champion we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to... I'm hoping he hits Goldberg with something and just drops him, and then that introduces a new type of weaponry into the storyline, you know? Because that's the only thing I can see happening is like, how can any of these guys get over, you know? It's like, I think he's going to hit him with something. Or it's going to go extreme for Goldberg.
I don't want to see two run-ins for like two big-time,
Yeah, but
because you can expect a Brock Lesnar run-in, but then Goldberg has to have the title for them to face at Mania.
Yeah, but you know Owens is going to roll right out of the ring at the beginning of that match. He hasn't done it in a while, so
I love that.
He's going to roll right out of the ring and not give Goldberg the opportunity to spear him right off the bat or do something.
That'd be
Lure
good
him to the
psychology.
outside maybe, trip him up.
you guys, this is what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
There is going to be a run-in. There's going to be an interference. Kevin Owens is going to win. No. Kevin Owens might lose. But Chris Jericho's coming back.
Alright.
And my gut instinct, I think Chris Jericho still wants to repatch things with Owens.
Okay.
Because he just beat his ass, a week ago?
Mm-hmm.
He ended the friendship and everything. But he's so adamant being friends with him that he's going to interfere some way, maybe cost him the title, and then we'll probably go into WrestleMania Owens Jericho for the United States.
There we go.
And then Lesnar Goldberg for the Universal.
That's good booking.
Yes, that's what I do, man.
There we go. That's what I believe. That's also another possibility, but it just sucks that looming cloud of having to book this match hovers over you, and you're thinking like, damn.
So
I'm stuck at a crossroads here.
So what happens if Owens hits Goldberg with a foreign object, and he's down, and he's just hitting him with it, and then lights go black, and then Sting hits Owens with the bat, boom, and then lights go black, and Undertaker comes out, and Tombstone boom, Tombstone Sting, and then lights go out, and then freaking Goldberg comes back out. Wait a minute, I was already out here. And then the fucking lights go out. Brock Lesnar comes out. Oh my god, and you have a freaking Legends match for WrestleMania. Goldberg, Sting, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, and freaking Goldberg all in one ring.
Managed it with a special guest enforcer of Terry Funk.
Oh yeah, Triple H.
It's a real pleasure to manage this.
Oh, this massive man.
That's crazy. I never thought of Owens actually. And he also said during his promo, by any means. This
only sunk in my head today watching a video where him and Super Dragon were beating the shit out of each other.
I hate Super Dragon.
Super Dragon.
Very, very cool name. I'll give him that. That's a cool last name. Being the Super Dragon.
The Super Dragon. Think how many Super Dragons there is.
Super Dragon.
Way better than the
From
American
Reseda.
Dragon.
From Reseda.
South Central Reseda.
I know. American Dragon.
So Wes Blank out of the same geeksgamers.com Facebook group even asked too, will AJ be a two-time champ, and will Cena break the 16 title match? Or will he become the 16-time champ?
Will become the guy to break Ric Flair's record.
Which
would be 17, right? Oh yeah. Yeah, 17.
Yep.
17 times.
Because he tied it.
Yeah, he tied it at 16.
Here, let's put this other one up there too.
Cena.
A couple of marks here. Look at this.
Yeah, we're pretty marky right now. Open that bad boy. Stand up.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I don't think too good.
Yeah.
So
wait. So the main event. Wait, what? Cena? How would Cena become champion?
Well, Cena needs to win. Cena needs to win it sometime post. Well, see, that's the thing is like Cena is going to be fighting the Miz and Maurice with Nikki Bella. So the only option is for him to have two matches at WrestleMania, which I don't have a problem with. The more Cena, the better.
What is this, kayfabe? The movie?
I know.
Working double?
I know, working double. God damn it.
I bet you I'll be the first one out of the ring.
The other question, will AJ Styles be a two-time champ? No, he will be a multiple-time champ before. Not at a Charlotte's pace. That's just insane.
Yeah, they're playing hot potato with that. With that women's roster.
Yeah, but that's the only reason they're doing that, right? The hot potato with that is to build her.
What, to get Charlotte into 16? Is she gonna break?
No, not to 16. I'm just saying to build her up as like she'll be like 9-time or something. 9-time is impressive.
Mark hated that, by the way.
9-time
like
women's champ is impressive. How about
yeah, I'll drink that sour milk.
Yeah.
I have a theory that Triple H will stop John Cena from being the greatest wrestler of all time.
Who's behind John Cena and Ric Flair for that? Is
Someone's
it
at 14. Triple H is at 14.
Triple H is at 14. There's
Randy
only 3.
Randy Orton's at 12.
Yeah, but he only needs 3. Triple H only needs 3.
So this means The Rock has to play catch up.
But I don't think. I think instead of Triple H wanting to beat Ric Flair's record, he's gonna want it. He's gonna be known as being the dude who stopped John Cena from doing it, at least. And he interferes in title matches all the freaking time, and I haven't seen him do it to Cena.
Well,
when's he done it to Cena?
The green light is going to be when Triple H is going to be the special guest referee. That's when you could literally take a piss break after the match and like, oh well, whoever won it, it's going to lose it.
It's a spite record he's breaking.
It's a spite. It's just a spite. He's not going to be the greatest ever, but he'll damn stop John Cena from being the greatest ever.
That's some bullshit, by the way. I hate that idea.
How is that?
Well, yeah, okay. You're right.
Oh, I'm just saying.
I hate the fact that John Cena's going to break it.
I know, he's not going to break it. Triple H will stop him and be our heroes again. He's going from hill to gent.
If there's anything I know about Triple H, is he'll do it.
He'll do it.
He'll do anything at any time.
Yeah.
Let me get the last question real quick
All right.
over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Paper Review Presents Two Marks and a Smart. We got Lauren sitting in for Cosmo today. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Make sure you subscribe to Mr. Stream Thing GTP here on YouTube to keep up with all the podcasting, video gaming, whatever, what have you, that we do daily. Daily content. Paper Review, now going to be a thing. Mark and Andre Show, the 840 Review, the flagship show of the channel, the GT Podcast, and as well as Pick Up and Play and other gaming.
We actually pretty much covered. I just want Dallas Jason Fields from the Empire.
Diamond Dallas Jason.
The Empire Facebook wrestling page where they sell figures. I've sold a couple of Blu-rays and DVDs on that page. They're all cool cats. They wanted us to briefly touch on our perception of the cruiserweight division. I think that real quick with me, I think that Neville sabbed right in the beginning and they're just bleeding out, and then Neville.
Do you think they messed it up by trying to tag team people
In the beginning?
The Bollywood Boys and like Gulak and fucking Tony Nese. And
205 Live is working. It's an hour. But to then have Raw give you guys a brief taste of it, it doesn't sit well with me, because you can't shove that program in there and then give it after SmackDown. It's just really convoluted. It's really messy.
It's kind of funky, but
yeah.
I kind of like it. Kind of like it's a refresh. It's a nice sip of water in the middle of Raw. It's like there's a bunch of Raw, and then let's get some cruiserweights in.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, this is cool.
Yeah, because Raw has a very distinct tone to it,
Yeah.
and then when the cruiserweight matches come out, it feels like there's a little break. It's almost like the what is it, ginger? What do you eat with sushi?
Yeah.
A little palate cleanser.
It's a little ginger and wasabi.
It's a little ginger and wasabi. You know wasabi?
Yeah. And I also love seeing Austin Aries every Monday night.
You and I both.
Yeah, I do like how it's split from SmackDown though, but I do find it harder to go from SmackDown and watch cruiserweights on the network. Like, it's easier to see it during Raw. It's just easier.
No, I don't have cable. I'm a cable cutter.
Yeah.
I go to different alternative sources.
Yeah.
But I like the idea, because I'm always watching the network. Mm-hmm. I like the idea of watching TV and then switching over to the network and checking something out right
Yeah.
there. So I can see where the benefits are right there, but like you said, it's kind of convoluted in the middle of Raw after SmackDown.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a show.
And if you want to watch 205 but you don't have the network, you
Well, you
kind
see
of
that
catch
as
22.
a good out to them not admitting they need to drop that hour. So they're going to say, we're going to drop the cruiserweights out of Raw, and it's going to be 2 hours now.
But
The,
do you know why they have a 3-hour Raw?
Exactly.
In other
JBL
countries.
said it for revenue.
Yeah.
I have no problem with it.
I have no problem with that either.
The guy, the gentleman who actually asked the question where if AJ is going to be 2-time champion, will Cena beat the streak? He's actually the AJ mark.
Oh, he
as
is?
well. So
Oh, okay.
We just wanted to show off the AJ Styles DVD collection.
Well, you're in good company, bro.
So yeah, exactly. He's a cool cat with me. Anyway, so the last question that we have here for the Two Smarks and a Mark, and I want to thank Lawrence and Adrian for sticking to it for as long as they have. Anything for wrestling, brother. Terry Funk's impression.
Anything for wrestling.
Anything to put over the ball.
I'd even die for wrestling.
Now, Terry, you don't have to wrestle. Oh, you just need to make an appearance. Well, if you need me to wrestle,
I'll get people over my grave. I swear to God.
Oh, you need color?
You need color? Do it on my tombstone. God dang it. We're gonna have a Terry Funk tombstone match. He'll be wrestling in his grave.
I want them to book.
Literally.
I want them to book Terry Funk. Like, there's an angle where Terry Funk dies and he's doing his will. He's like, hold on just a second. Because then a heel's going to come up during his wake. He's like, fuck Terry. Fuck Terry Funk. Hold on just a second. And then he comes from the back room out of where he's doing his will on a VHS.
Oh my
and he comes back. He's like, you want a piece of me before I go out?
That's how he goes out, the match? His farewell match? How about he books a match? I want Matthew Hardy. I want Matthew to have an excavation match in my grave. First one to excavate my corpse wins.
Damn.
Right on the shores of the lake of reincarnation.
Oh yeah. So Brian Topley from the Wrestling Figure Enthusiast group, Facebook group.
Brian Topley.
Yeah, they actually, some people make custom designs of the Elite figures. They do a really good job.
Oh,
I actually saw a Wolfpack Scott Hall. Looked real nice. So
Nice.
So he wants us to give us our general opinion on the current creative situations, i.e., the hot potato title situation, the hot potato title situations where they keep changing from people to people, and 50-50 booking.
Now, what's 50-50 booking? Explain to me that.
One person wins one SmackDown, the other person wins the next time, and then they just exchange wins up to the pay-per-view. That way they could build like a collective.
That's lame.
Nah, I don't care about that.
That's lame.
I don't care about that strictly for the reason that I watch enough wrestling that I can see the moves that they're reversing on a weekly basis. So the first match happens and everybody gets hit with every move. The second match happens, this guy reverses the off the rope move. The third week happens, this happens. Sometimes, I'm not saying every time, but sometimes by that fifth match, they're reversing everything the whole match. And you're like, this guy got hit with that DDT twice last week. He's not going to get hit with it this week. Mm-hmm. And it only works in that instance. Otherwise, if they don't do that and the dudes aren't that good, it doesn't really work out. But sometimes it does. I don't mind that. Like the Charlotte, Sasha, at least they're doing new things during it. You know? Mm-hmm. You're seeing new things. They're introducing women to a lot more things that the women weren't doing before. Like this mean streak that they have is like... The way that they kick each other in between moves is like legitimate. It looks like they don't like each other, and it gets over really well with me. I mean,
it's done very well.
But that one's getting a little long. I mean, but who knows what they're doing? There's an ultimate end game to that. But
true.
That's why I don't like saying shit, because it always makes me look stupid after a while when I'm like, how did I not see that they were doing that?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago when it's obvious they were.
You're just getting work, brother.
So when they're doing that 50-50 booking, I kind of hold my reservations until I see the end product, because I'm like, either it's going to bomb or it's going to be pretty good. Like
when it comes to seeing a pay-per-view after this feud culminates on TV, I want to see the babyface beat the heel or the heel retain the title. And with that, you can go either one of two ways. You just have the heel go on a hot streak or have the babyface go on a hot streak. Make it up to leading up to that match, you know, or have it to where they face only 1 week and then they just build that up to the main event or to the event on the pay-per-view card. You gotta, with both opponents winning on a on and off basis. There's no real momentum going any which way except for the last go home television match.
That's something like if they do it right, it's right. If they do it wrong, it's a wash.
Yeah. At the end of the day, after the match stops, then you look back at it and you're just, well, this didn't work, and this didn't work. And then you see that, well, they don't take and learn these lessons from previous feuds and patch anything up. They're kind of making the same mistake. With the hot potato titles, you can't... It's understandable in the beginning with the Universal title where Finn Balor had to relinquish it because of a torn labrum. With the
torn labia?
Yeah.
Torn labia.
You tore his hymen?
I know.
Hamstring?
With the hymen busters. Seth Rollins used the turnbuckle hymen buster.
Yeah, the atomic turnbuckle hymen buster?
The Universal title thing, that had it, that's understandable, but with the Raw Women's title, where Sasha Banks won the title on 2 or 3 separate Raws, 2 Raws, and none on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And then they start building up this undefeated streak, like I mentioned earlier, even before she won it the second time. Kind of made you think that, well, it gives you the idea that Charlotte's never going to give up a victory on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, and she'll throw it away on Raw or something.
I hate that. That becomes predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then who would get over the most beating Charlotte for you personally? Because that's what she's there for, is for somebody to beat her. So who do you see beating her that's like, holy fuck, I didn't see that coming? Probably Nia Jax.
Dana Brooke.
Dana Brooke would be weird because she's been gone for a while, and if she sharpened up her wrestling, didn't she come back last week?
Yeah, she came back. I think she's training for a strong girl competition, whatever they call it.
What she needs to do is train with Natty, because Natty has this weird hybrid style where she's incorporating a lot of MMA shit into it. Mm-hmm. That's freaking crazy, and I think it's crazy because with her athleticism, it's not coming over as well as it can be because she's already an older woman. but she's doing things that are like, that's freaking weird. They're doing a lot of mounts and ground and pounds and stuff, and then her maneuvers on the floor. There's like a lot of weird MMA shit going on.
She was actually training with Shayna Baszler,
Yeah.
which was Ronda Rousey's old training partner and a MMA female pioneer in its own right. So
Yeah, nice.
It
she's learning a lot of shit.
It became very obvious after you told me that. I was like, dude, every week she's doing more MMA counter stuff, but she needs to pass it to Dana Brooke. Just
guess how I figured that out.
What, Instagram?
I
Where you saw them all hang out?
interviewed Shayna Baszler on this podcast. It's about stuff.
Nice.
And she was telling me that she was training with Natty specifically for a long time.
She
Like,
was
keep up the good work, man. You're making wrestling better with MMA knowledge.
nice.
I don't know. I can't commentate on either of those.
With the
I
hot
can't
potato
leave a
tag.
comment on any of those because I just watched Kayfabe the movie, and I agree with freaking
Marco Payne.
Marco Payne.
Marco.
Who the hell came up with this winning and losing bullshit? I don't give a shit who wins. I don't give a shit who wins or who loses. It's all about what did you do with the time you had. Like,
Love it.
and especially after seeing that movie, it's like, that's
I'm
gonna
probably
stick
gonna-
with me for at least a couple months.
I'm gonna
Where
grab a High Life and probably watch that tonight.
Plug that real quick.
By the way, you guys need to watch Kayfabe the movie, a fake documentary about a real fake sport.
Kayfabe 2007.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious. Good stuff.
Check it out on YouTube.
It
It's on
really enhances your knowledge of the sport from a comedic perspective, and that's sometimes the best way to take in knowledge is to look at it from a humor standpoint.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was definitely.
Do you have any questions? I saw a lot of comments flutter around when we started talking about women.
Oh wait. Oh okay.
Please let it be Jim Cornette. Tells fuck you, thank you, fuck you, bye.
Tommy Gunn says Hulk Hogan greatest ever. So women wrestling is boring.
That's all we got, huh?
That's pretty much it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I love wrestling, and I love the wrestling fans in it.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what really got me, and I mentioned to you guys earlier before we went on air, because we actually do carry conversations on before we get on to Two Smarks and a Mark.
Yeah.
We're actually friends. Behind me,
Thank you, fuck you, bye.
behind me in SmackDown Live,
Fuck you, bye.
behind me at the Citizens Bank
For SmackDown
for SmackDown Live was two kids.
Live. How old are they?
They had to be 11, 9. And these kids were invested into matches, not knowing who was going to win, not knowing who was going to lose. Involved in the storylines like it was real. And it just shot me straight back to when I was a little pup. And
A young buck.
I loved it. I loved hearing that because it was refreshing to me because every conversation I have with you, with Lawrence, or with anyone that's a fan of the business, but it's an adult, knows they have to delve in a little deeper if they want to find an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we get older, we're curious about that. But I wish I could go in with that innocence, but I don't want to be the 45-year-old guy who's strictly into kayfabe, you know?
I find it's hard for me personally because that's how I watch wrestling. I do not give a fuck what's going on backstage or what they said happened when this happened. I watch it with complete blinders on as a TV show. And this guy knows, like, I'm probably the biggest, like, I very rarely talk about what I think happened or they should have done this.
I hate
or this,
what
they
if-
should have done this or they fucked up when they did this because I'm just watching it, like, and it bothers me only because it makes you look stupid because you just like to watch the whole thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, when you, like, I don't know. It's when you talk to the dudes who got all the insider information, it's like, I'm not interested.
Yeah, the Wrestling
not in
Observer-
all of it, but
I hate
Yeah.
the Wrestling Observer.
Wrestling Observer, they are just guys that capitalized on being the earliest guys to get the scoops.
like, for instance,
And they-
I think earlier we were hanging out for hours and we didn't mention, like, we were just joking constantly and talking about matches and what we thought about shit.
promos on each other.
Yeah, but, like, I very rarely like to get into the behind the scenes shit, and it's to
good.
my detriment because that's all people talk about. And then I could talk to, like, my little nephew, and those are the conversations that are rich because you
Yes,
get to see what a
exactly.
kid who believes this stuff is thinking, and you're like, holy shit. Have you? Me and Adrian saw this one time. Have you seen somebody react unexpectedly to a wrestler walking out? Somebody that you were sitting next to, and you're like, this guy's a piece of shit. And then he reacted to a wrestler that you're like, I did not expect him to like this guy.
No.
Like a fan that was sitting next to you. Or whatever. Me and him were sitting behind this old man.
Yeah.
And we're sitting behind him at the Citizens Bank. And somebody throws a super kick and he goes, "That was fake. He slapped his leg." And then the guy was talking all this shit about it being fake. They bought pictures for the kids and he was like $25. He was all kind of pissed off that they cost so much. He's just completely not liking the show and his kids are digging it.
Yeah, my
Who do you
like
think he pops for?
Shit.
Who do you think gets him out of his seat and his fucking dick wiggling?
I bet you it'd be Flair, because then he would like, "Rick, I used to like your stuff."
I'm talking unexpected.
Oh, well,
this is an old man who fucking just figured out this.
Oh, okay. So we're into the scenario here. I'm sorry. So, what show was this? SmackDown or Raw?
This is a house show.
House show.
Pre-brand split.
Pre-brand. Okay. Daniel Bryan?
No. This guy pops for Roman Reigns. And then he goes, "Dun dun! Oh!" And he's grabbing the kids. "Come on!"
That's ridiculous.
"Dude, what was that?"
Yeah.
And me and him look at each other and just laugh like fucking asses off. Because we're like,
funny.
It sucks that this guy doesn't, respect something his kids like and all this shit. You're like, "Oh, fuck."
Like Roman Reigns.
He knew who Roman Reigns was. That's all he was waiting for. He was talking shit about everything else until Roman Reigns came out.
That Superman punch, that's a real American move right there.
It was the
brother.
weirdest shit ever. Also, how many fights have you seen at a wrestling show?
Holy shit.
I see fights all the time between kids, and it's fucking hilarious.
Dude, I went to a EWF show.
I've never heard of this.
The Empire Wrestling Federation, the local fed around here. We went there, and they had like a section off beer section, so we're sitting there throwing back a couple of adult bevies. Chilling, watching wrestling.
Adbevs?
Adbevs, I like that.
Next to us, I'm going to say like 9 and 11-year-old, fucking getting a straight fist fight, punching the shit out of each other because wrestling just got them amped up.
That's awesome.
They started, and then the dad was just kind of like just laughing, sitting back watching, like, damn, they're, all right, like, okay, had to intervene at some point. But these kids, I see fights like fights at wrestling shows.
There's also I'm at Citizens Bank again on the floor level. These are some more expensive seats.
Yeah,
these are more of the adults here. There's no kids down there. In front of me, there's 2 kids. Immediately after the first match happens, John Cena couldn't make it because Seth Rollins broke his nose the night before. They come out and they say, "John Cena can't make it. You can return your return money for if you want,
refund."
And he goes, "Oh!" Everyone's booing, and you see people standing up to walk out of the place. Then Kevin Owens' music hits, and he goes, "I broke my nose my first day in NXT, and I came back, and I'm freaking this." So everybody just walks back to their seats, and I was like, "Oh my god." Then Chris Jericho watches
brought in via promo.
Yeah,
got reeled back in. That's cool.
Chris Jericho walks in.
That's the art of wrestling.
And he's talking shit to Owens, which is crazy foreshadowing because I saw this at a house show. He comes out and they have a steel cage.
Yeah, so we were at the same match thing because I remember going. That was my first house show.
Yeah.
Seeing this steel cage. So
the way that they put that together got everybody back in their seats for John Cena not being there.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they brought that cage down, the 2 little kids in front of me took their shirts off, and I was like, "Whoa, I've never seen this." Everybody around us is like, "Oh fuck, like this is crazy." And they're like,
you're all trying to
"Whoa!" Like little kids,
Yeah.
And then after who won? Owens, Jericho won or something, the cage match.
Yeah.
They were talking shit to each other about who was better, and they start shoving each other. And you're like, "Oh man, I've seen this before." You're gonna start fighting.
That's cool.
New Day comes out and rips the guy's sign in front of us. This is when they were heel day.
Yeah.
He rips up the sign. And the kid's like, "Oh, what a jerk!" And he's like, "I love the New Day." You're like, "Oh man, they're gonna start fighting." Oh man, it's happening!
My God.
Fucking 3 or 4 matches in, they're just straight punching each other in the guts. There's full-grown adults like, "Oh my god!" Like freaking out,
shocked
because we're in the freaking $80 plus seats. So they're all freaking out, and these kids are boxing, and the dad's just drinking his beer, digging it, like, "Oh my god, this is the fucking coolest, man!"
Love it.
Oh man, but like I've seen maybe 3 kids fights, 4 kids fights. I saw one at NXT. There was kids fighting in the hallway.
No way.
In Las Vegas. I was like, Jesus Christ!
You should have told him you got 3 words for him. Eat it, yeah.
On that note, I want to thank you guys for being guests on 2 Smarks and a Mark.
Hey, thanks for having us, dude.
Oh man, thank you for letting us record here at Luna Studios.
Praise Studios.
The next week's show, we're going to be covering probably post Fastlane, I think. I think we're going to be... Oh, anyway, whatever wrestling bullshit comes up.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you guys, and I want to thank everyone that provided us questions here on the Two Smarks and a Mark. I love doing this show. I love talking about wrestling. I like doing it solo sometimes, but it's better to have a bunch of people with better perspectives than I.
Where could they find the pay-per-review?
Well, they can find the Pay-Per-Review Wrestling Podcast on Spreaker.com or other streaming services like iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, several other sources as well. Simply search Pay-Per-Review. I'm the only Pay-Per-Review Wrestling podcast. And other than that, you can listen to the rest of the Mark F. Podcast channel, which includes Retro Collecting 101, where I talk about retro games, and the Mark and Andre Show, where we talk about film, entertainment, conspiracy theories. Also, make sure to check all the videos on Mr. Stream Thing, GTP, YouTube channel. Correct?
Yeah, that's it.
Other than that, you guys have a good night. We'll talk to you guys next time.
I was like, you were just waiting.
No, I was waiting for no, that's incorrect.
All right, there it is. Hey, good show, man.
You guys have a good night. Take care and each other.